This not an intro, this just open up to the video. Good day, welcome. Today we'll be installing ready-made faux locks onto transitioning hair. Much in need of a haircut, but some people don't like to do that. They like to go ahead and grow it out some. So we're gonna start by parting down the middle. I guess that's preference. I like to part down the middle to give the individual customer, this is my sister at this point in time, but we'll consider her my customer, give them the option of having a middle part, having a side part, well, on either side. These are gonna be about medium. What I like to do is start from the top to just see what the sizing will be at the direct top that people will see and look at once they are looking at the middle part. Then once we do that and have that established, go ahead, fast forward and part out the rest. Then once that is done, we start from the side of the ear, either side. Particularly when you're dealing with thin edges, what I'd like to do, especially, and I do this most times if it's medium and sometimes large parts, is to separate the part of the edges that push mostly to the front. Make sure that my line starts directly under that and create the part between that and the ear, because once you catch that up, if it is that you catch up part of the longer part or the more forward part into the bottom half and then you catch that up, it's gonna tear into it when you manipulate the hair, when it's pulled back, when it's pulled up. So I like to catch that. I like to separate those. So here I've put some edge control onto the hair because, as we said, we don't want to stretch the edges any further than we need to. Then the second part now, it's gonna go right above that most forward part of your edges or hairline, and then I comb those edges in to make sure that when I'm pulling them it's not too much stress. And basically what I'm going to do now is just create an individual plait, braid, whatever you want to call it, along the edges of the front of her head. All the time I'm doing that, I'm making sure to use the edge control. I don't like to overuse too much product in the hair. The scalp needs to breathe. But the edge control here, as I said, is to just carry the hair that needs to be there, to be caught in there, to the plait or braid. There is my niece. So as you see there, I didn't do it on the other side, which there is a difference, because when you comb the edges in after the fact, you might have some hair that would have been long enough to make it to it, but based on it being drier at the time, it didn't make it to the plait or the braid. So just to mitigate that, add a bit of the edge control beforehand. Okay, so what we've done is We've done our individuals all at the front and at the side there, because once she's catching up her hair, you want it to look like individuals were done all over the head, but we don't have any time for that. So it's gonna be crochet in the middle. So as for the middle, you can do various things to the hair depending on the person's preference or what you think looks better. Some people do cornrows. I do this method here with a mix of cornrow in the middle, where it looks still like there's individuals done. If it is that, as I said, it's a versatile part, so she can flip it, you know, either on the left or on the right or down the middle, and it still looks like individuals were done. Once you have the end of the hair, you make sure everything is tucked, and then we move on to how to install the ready-made lock. Yes. Okay, so to install it, you're gonna stick the crochet needle through the plait or braid. Then you're gonna open the loop of the lock, place it onto the needle, close it, pull it through. Then you're gonna put your hair through the loop of the braid or the lock, and then pull the lock through. You pull them both through. So what that does, is allow for the hair to only have the loop or the knot under the lock. So now I'm gonna start to unravel the lock, being that the lock, this particular lock, was rolled, I want to say clockwise, so I'm gonna roll it anti-clockwise to open it up, and then I'm gonna put the hair or the braid into it and wrap it back around clockwise to close the hair back up, but have the braid in the middle, and you're covering it all the way to the end if you can. But if you can't, or you just want it to be a little bit quicker, what you can do is push the needle through, go to the lower part of the lock, push the needle through it up until the point that the braid is sticking out, grip the plait and pull it through. Okay, so these locks, by the way, I've used them before, and I said this is my sister, so we're using them again. So as being that this hair was used before, it's not as springy, to be honest, as it was when I first bought it, and it wouldn't have as much alkaline base in it, which allows for the sheen and all of that, but that same base is what makes your head itch, so that's fine here. Once you've done that, you can stretch the lock down and then palm roll it to make it look as natural as possible, and there you go. But they're supposed to be reusable, so we're, you know, putting that to the test. We're gonna go ahead and just connect the rest of the locks to the cornrows. You're gonna do that by pushing your needle under the cornrow, opening up the loop for the lock, and then pulling it through the bottom of the lock through. Once you've done that to all of the back of the hair, what I'm doing now is filling up the gaps with the remaining locks. You may not have to do this based on, you know, your preference, if you're somebody that only wanted the middle part or you only wanted the side part. But as I said, I want this to be versatile. She can wear it to the left or the right, so I'm making it as full as possible to the front, and I have the amount of locks to do it. So when I'm done, what reason I've chosen this now is because I know that these won't unravel, and depending on what your purpose is, our purpose is to have this hairstyle as long as possible so that she can grow hair out some more, so that she can cut off those damaged creamed ends. Okay, getting off the crack. Okay, so we're done, and as you can see, it's beautiful, it's full. She's lifting it up. From there, it looks like individuals, all full scalp, or like a scalp rather. So I want to thank you guys for watching. But in the meantime, I'm asking for you to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and have a nice day. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, I don't want the welcome to sound corny. Like, I don't know if I'm addressing the people on Facebook or I'm addressing the public at large.
As I'm saying on the radio, talk like you're having a conversation on the radio.
Welcome, everyone. You are not.
That's what you feel comfortable doing. Do that. As long as it's
Welcome to my channel, everyone. I hope this reaches you in health.
yeah, look on me for finding it. What you say?
I don't know. You're judging me. You're judging me.